Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and what we'll be doing today is just some math questions with some order of operations. On your screen you will see that I have a question. It is 90 minus 5 squared times 3. So take some time to think about how would you solve this question. Which part of this question would you work first? If you guessed this part, the exponent part, then you are correct. And we know that 5 times 5 squared is 5 times 5. So we'll be left with 90 minus 5 times 5 is 25 multiplied by 3. So our next step now is to decide which side are we going to do first. Are we going to subtract 25 from 90, or are we going to multiply 25 by 3? Well, if you guess 25, we're going to multiply first. If you guess that we're going to multiply 23 by 3, 25 by 3, then you are correct. We are going to multiply before we do our subtraction. Okay, so when we multiply 25 by 3, we get 75. We get 75. So now we're left with 90 minus 75. And we can go ahead and just do our simple subtraction, because you can see that we only have one sign left. So we're going to do 90 minus 75. And what does 75 from 90? What do we get? And of course, if you guessed or if you calculated and got 15, then you are correct. So the answer for 90 minus 5 squared times 3 is equal to 15. Okay, we're going to do another example. Okay guys, here we have example number 2. I want you to take a few minutes, take at least 2 minutes, and just try to work this question. Try to see if you'll get it correctly. So you can go ahead and pause and try to see if you can get this question on your own. Okay, so let's go. In this question, what we're going to do is we're going to work our exponent first. And 4 squared is just 4 multiplied by 4. And of course, 4 times 4 is 16. So what we'll have here is 3 plus 16, and that's in brackets, multiplied by 2. Okay, so what is our next step? You might be wondering, what do I do next? This is so complicated. No, it is not complicated. It's just like the example before. We are going to work in the brackets. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 3 plus 16. And of course, that's 19. So we're left with 2 multiplied by 19. And of course, our problem would have been to a form that you would have understand it a little bit easier. So of course, you'd be able to go ahead and multiply 2 by 19. So 2 times 19, that's 38. So the answer for this question is of course 38. Okay, we're going to do another example, but we're going to step it up a little bit. We're going to do fractions. So hopefully you guys are getting just the gist of this question. Okay guys, here is example number 3. As you can see, we do not have our parentheses, but we have exponent. We have a half squared. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and work our exponent. So that's a half times a half, and of course that gives us 1/4. So we're left with 1/4 times 4 plus 3. Okay, there you go. Now you can see that we have multiplication and addition. Of course, we're going to work our multiplication first. So we're going to work our multiplication first. Let me get rid of this line right here. Okay. And we can say this 4, we are safe to assume it is over 1. So when you see a number, like if you have 3 by itself, it's over just 1. So the 4 is over 1. And we're multiplying. So what we can do is go ahead and just cancel. So 4 into 4 goes 1, 4 into 4 goes 1. So of course we're left with 1 plus 3, and that's 4. Okay, so our answer for example number 3 is of course 4. We're not finished here. We're going to do some more examples, of course, so that you can get more practice. Okay, so now we have another example which is a little more complicated, but no need to worry. So looking at this, we would of course do our exponent first, and that's of course 9 times 9. So we are left with 4 plus 9 times 9 is 81 divided by 3 times 2 minus 2. Okay, so now we're at this step, we also need to decide again which section of this expression should we evaluate first. Which section of this expression should we evaluate again? So think about that. Of course, we're going to evaluate the division section. So this section. So we're going to say 3 divided by 81. And of course, that's 27. So we are left with 4 plus 27 times 2 minus 2. What we will do next is of course our multiplication. We're going to multiply 2 by 27. So we're going to do our multiplication first. So we'll have 4 plus 2 times 27, that's 54, minus 2. Okay, so there we go. We're now getting simpler and simpler until we reach our target. So now we have 4 plus 54 minus 2. Try and work this out and see what you get. I'm going to give you a few seconds just to calculate this so that you can see if you're on the right track. Okay, so we're going to do 4 plus 54, and that's 58 minus 2. And when we subtract 2 from 58, we get 56. So our answer for this expression is of course 56. Okay. Okay, as you can see, we have another example. It's 3 times a half cube plus 3. And of course, as you know, we'll be doing our exponential part. So that's a half. A half cube is a half times a half times a half. And of course, that's 1 over 8. So we have 3 times 1 over 8 plus 3. Okay, so think about what section of this expression are we going to evaluate next. Just think about it. And of course, we're going to multiply 3 times 1, 8. So that's 3 over 1. I'm just changing this to a fraction. So 3 times 1 is 3, and that's over 8 plus 3. So now this is what we are left with. We're left with 3 over 8 plus 3. So we're going to add this one now. And of course, our answer would be 3 and 3 over 8. And you know that this is a mixed fraction. Okay guys, so we're at the end of this lesson. I hope that you learned something and is able to do more questions like these. But if you do not understand, no need to worry. I'll be doing another lesson on this topic soon. Thank you for watching, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. And do not forget to turn on the notification bell so that you can be notified when I do another lesson. Thank you for watching. Remember, learning continues.